What is going on, gorgeous human beings? This is David Lyon, founder of Evolving Man. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the relationship between shame and aggression and how you can use aggression to actually get out of shame spirals. So I'm just reading a book by a man called Lawrence Heller, who is most famous for his approach on developmental trauma. Highly recommend you check it out. And he talks about shame being internalized aggression. And so I'll give you a short riff of how he describes that. It's going to be oversimplified, but for the sake of this video, enough. Basically, he says we develop shame when our needs that we have as babies, as young children, and our emotions, when they are not being received by our caretakers. So when our needs are not being met and when we're not being met in our emotional states, then the first thing that happens is, as a child, we're going to get angry. We're going to be outraged. We're going to be like, hey, I need your attention right now. There's something going on here. But over time, because being in rage, being in anger is very exhausting. You cannot sustain that for such a long time. So what happens over time is that we shut down, right? Like if we have a need for more touch or for more care or for more food, whatever it is, and it's not being met, at some point we resign because we cannot risk the relationship to our caretaker, right? Like as a child, you cannot just run away from your parents because you're dependent on them. But this anger, it doesn't really go away. It's just turned towards yourself. And so that's what shame is, like the internalized sentences of I'm wrong, I shouldn't be here, I'm bad for other people, I shouldn't exist, and so on and so forth. It's this kind of aggression turned inward, turned toward yourself. And the journey out, I can tell you from my experience, has been a lot about re-owning this aggression, this healthy aggression, which, from the Latin root just means to move towards something. So like when a baby grabs something, you could say that's already aggression. When we move towards something in life, that's aggression. So in my life, what has gotten me a quite big piece out of my shame spirals is going again for things that I want in life. Like owning that I have desires, that I have things that I want in my life, and then going for them and being like, hey, I want this. And then being like, cool, let's make sure that I get it. Let's invest energy, let's change my daily life, whatever it needs to get there. As long as whenever you have any kind of wish, this kind of thing comes up of like, oh, but I shouldn't have that, it's wrong, it's bad, I shouldn't have needs, and so on and so forth. That's the old shame spiral, okay? And so in my experience, it's a lot easier to go through this process not by yourself, because these are wounds that happened in relationship, and so they're most effectively healed again in relationship. All right? But again, to step out of the shame spiral, it's about turning this healthy aggression that you turn towards yourself outside again and be like, of course, there are things I want, there are things I need, and I have permission to do that. And then to start going for them step by step and to get support, whatever support you need, be it a therapist, be it a community, be it a coach, be it good friends you can talk to, doesn't matter. But find the support of people who encourage you in going for what you want. And you will notice over time, the shame spiral, it will not pull you down so strongly anymore, because you will make experiences where people are like, of course you want that. Yeah, go for it. Or, hey, I'm like in a relationship, like, oh, I hear like you wanna be touched right now. I'm not willing to give that to you right now, but I still honor your need. Your need is not wrong. It's fully welcome here. Doesn't mean that I will always fulfill it, okay? So this point of stepping from shame deeper into your power, because following your aggression is stepping into your power. This journey connected with becoming more self-aware, becoming more grounded in your body, and when you step into your power, staying connected to everything that's going on around you. this is probably the point in my work that I'm most excited about to work with people, because I see we have like a strong dichotomy between people who are sensitive and who do a lot of inner work and emotional healing, and then we have the people who just step into their power and do whatever they want, and probably create quite a lot of harm because they're not connected to themselves. And so I'm very interested in bringing these two together. Because I think that's the only, they actually need each other. Like if you're only working with yourself, but you don't change anything in your outer life, you're just like cycling and cycling and cycling and cycling and nothing changes. And if you're constantly like in power mode and changing stuff and but you don't actually slow down to connect to yourself, you don't even know what you really want, and you don't know what possible negative impact your actions have. All right. So this point like feels almost like my legacy, if you so want, at least for now. And I decided to take on 3 men for an individual coaching journey to help them bring together their sensitivity and their power and to start stepping out into the world with their gifts. And so if this resonates with you, then send me a message and we can talk and we can schedule a conversation and see if this is a fit for you. If you have any questions about this, if there's any other content you would like me to make, please put it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, you're seen, you're loved, you're appreciated. Keep evolving, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.